T-1000. If you ever need a villain who doesn't talk much but will absolutely ruin your day, look no further than the T-1000. This guy isn't just a killing machine, he's a walking piece of metal designed for one purpose: to terminate you. The T-1000 is the next evolution of Skynet's Terminator program. Unlike its predecessor, the T-800, a bulky robotic tank played by Arnold Schwarzenegger, the T-1000 is sleek, fast, and very efficient. Crafted from liquid metal, it can shapeshift, instantly recover from injuries, and stab you with its limbs. There's no reasoning with him, no bargaining, no slowing him down. Every time you think he's defeated, he just reforms like some kind of liquid metal horror show. T-1000 is also very persistent. Unlike most villains, who at least pause to gloat or get distracted by their egos, the T-1000 just keeps coming. No emotions, no remorse, just an unrelenting pursuit until its target is dead. Reverse Flash. Have you ever seen someone dedicated to ruining someone else's life? Reverse Flash takes this to an extreme level. He was once a scientist from the future who loved the Flash, also known as Barry Allen. But after finding out he was meant to be Allen's greatest enemy, he basically said, "Alright then, challenge accepted." If there's one villain who hates the main hero more than anything else in existence, it's Reverse Flash. Using the Speed Force, he traveled back in time and ruined Barry's life. Unlike other villains, Reverse Flash exists purely out of spite, and his life's mission is to make Barry suffer. He is the ultimate hater. This guy isn't just a bad dude. He's Barry Allen's biggest nightmare of all time. He's rewritten history, erased people from existence, and altered entire timelines just to torment his enemy. With all this dedication, you can't help but admire his pettiness. What makes Reverse Flash truly terrifying is his intelligence combined with his powers. He knows exactly how to hurt Barry in the worst ways possible. He doesn't just want to kill him. That would be too simple. He wants Barry to live in constant pain, to lose everything he loves, and to know that Reverse Flash is always one step ahead. His yellow suit is essentially an anti-Flash costume designed to mock the hero he despises. And unlike many villains who eventually show some redemption, Reverse Flash remains consistently committed to his hatred, making him one of the most dedicated antagonists in comic book history. Voldemort, the Dark Lord of the Wizarding World. Voldemort is what happens when you take a smart student and fill his head with too much main character energy. He wasn't satisfied with just being the most powerful wizard. He needed immortality, world domination, and complete genocide of non-magical people. Born as Tom Riddle, he was a brilliant but deeply disturbed wizard. His obsession with power led him to wage war on the wizarding world, murdering those who got in his way, including Harry Potter's parents. But when he tried to kill baby Harry, something backfired, setting up their lifelong rivalry. The Dark Lord is obsessed with power and immortality, and he's willing to split his soul into 7 pieces just to avoid dying. Now that's commitment. On top of that, the dude has a snake sidekick, a creepy whisper voice, and 0 nose. Like, where did it go? If that isn't enough, wizards won't even say his name because they are so scared of him. They call him you-know-who, or he who must not be named. That's next level fear when people are too terrified to even say your name. His Death Eaters follow him blindly, terrorizing both the magical and muggle worlds. He values only power and purity of blood, despite being half-blood himself. The irony isn't lost on anyone except his followers. What makes Voldemort particularly disturbing is how he began. A talented, charismatic student who could have done great things. Instead, his fear of death and lust for power corrupted him completely, turning him into a monster who cared for nothing except his own immortality. Frieza, named after a fridge, no wonder he is the coldest villain in anime. Frieza doesn't just rule planets, he destroys them for fun. He decided to wipe out planet Vegeta and nearly the entire Saiyan race just because he was afraid they might get too strong one day. If that wasn't enough, Frieza enjoys dragging out his fights just to make his victims suffer. He can recognize what the morally good choice would be in any given situation, but still chooses to do the evil one most of the time. Pure renegade energy. He could kill people instantly, but where's the fun in that? He prefers breaking their spirits first. He spent hours toying with Vegeta, made Goku suffer by killing Krillin right in front of him, and returned from the dead just to terrorize Earth again. Frieza is basically what happens when arrogance, cruelty, and a god complex fuse into one being. He is a villain so great his creators constantly come up with new ways just to bring him back. His transformations aren't just for show, each one makes him exponentially more powerful and more terrifying. His final form might look simpler than the others, but that's when he's at his most dangerous. And let's not forget his ability to survive in space without oxygen, making him nearly impossible to defeat permanently. Even after his humiliating defeat, Frieza remains a monster. Some villains get redemption arcs. Frieza, he gets resurrected, trains for 4 months, and returns as an even bigger problem. His golden Frieza form proves that even after decades, he remains one of anime's most persistent and powerful villains. The Joker. No one embodied this role better than Heath Ledger in The Dark Knight. With his unsettling mannerisms, twisted philosophy, and that chilling "why so serious" Asha line, he made the Joker more terrifying than ever. He is the definition of, if I can't have fun, no one can. And if the world had a physical embodiment of chaos, it would 100% be the Joker. This dude is having way too much fun being evil, with no clear motive beyond messing with people and watching the world burn. He's terrorized Gotham with elaborate schemes ranging from bombing hospitals to turning entire ferries of innocent people into social experiments. He also paralyzed Barbara Gordon, tortured Commissioner Gordon, and kept trying to break Batman's spirit. His entire philosophy is that anyone, no matter how good, can be broken and turned into a monster, just like him. Unlike other villains with tragic backstories, Joker doesn't need one. Sometimes he claims he had a rough childhood. Other times he just makes up new origins for fun, because at the end of the day, his past doesn't matter. Only the chaos he brings to the present does. What makes the Joker truly stand out is his unpredictability. Batman, one of the greatest detectives in fiction, struggles to stop him because the Joker doesn't follow conventional logic. He'll blow up a hospital not for ransom, but to prove a point about society's thin veneer of civilization. Darth Vader. Darth Vader. Imagine being so iconic people can recognize you just by the sound of your breathing. Once, he was a talented Jedi named Anakin Skywalker, but he made some really bad life choices. He betrayed his friends, helped wipe out the Jedi, and went from hero to villain so fast that even when burning alive in lava, he still thought, yeah, I'm sticking with this. And let's not ignore the fact that his cape is always flowing, even when there's no wind. That means he was using the Force just to make himself look more dramatic, because being a Sith Lord wasn't intimidating enough. He had to add special effects. The tragedy of Vader is that he fell to the dark side because of love. His fear of losing Padme drove him to seek power that ultimately corrupted him completely. By the time he realized his mistake, he had already lost everything he was trying to protect. As Vader, he became the Emperor's enforcer, hunting down remaining Jedi and crushing resistance across the galaxy. He choked subordinates who disappointed him, tortured his own daughter, though he didn't know it at the time, and froze Han Solo in carbonite just to test if the process would work on Luke. What makes Vader truly memorable is his redemption arc. After decades of serving the dark side, the revelation that Luke was his son began to crack his dark facade. When the Emperor tortured Luke, the father inside Vader finally broke through, leading to one of cinema's most powerful redemption moments. From his intimidating helmet to his red lightsaber to his menacing presence, Vader set the standard for what a villain should be. He's not just evil for the sake of it, he's a fallen hero whose choices led him down a path of darkness, making him one of fiction's most complex and enduring villains. Sauron. If you ever need a villain who doesn't even need a body to terrorize an entire world, Sauron is your guy. He's not just some evil warlord, he's basically a god-level dark sorcerer who thrives on control and corruption. Sauron started off as a servant of an even greater evil, Morgoth, but once his master fell, he stepped up to take over. Instead of brute force, he played the long game, manipulating, deceiving, and crafting the One Ring, the ultimate tool for domination. With it, he could control the minds of others and spread his influence across Middle-earth. Even after he was defeated and lost his physical form, he wasn't gone, just lurking in the shadows, rebuilding his army and spreading fear. His Eye of Sauron became the ultimate symbol of terror, always watching, always searching. You don't even see him swing a sword, yet the entire world fears his return. Now that's real power. Dio Brando. If there's one villain who lives purely for power and domination, it's Dio Brando. From the moment he steps onto the scene in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, he's already scheming, manipulating, and making sure that nothing stands in his way. Dio starts as a ruthless, ambitious human, but when he gains a vampire's immortality, he becomes unstoppable. He doesn't just defeat his enemies, he completely breaks them. His arrogance is unmatched, and he sees everyone around him as mere insects beneath his feet. Then, just when you think he can't get worse, he gains the world, a stand that lets him stop time. Now, not only is he immortal, but he can move while everyone else is frozen in place, making him nearly untouchable. If you enjoyed this breakdown of fiction's greatest bad guys, hit that subscribe button and join our channel for more deep dives into your favorite characters. Smash that like button to help more villain fans find this video.